Hey everyone, this is lesson number 2 in a series about the circle of fifths. If you haven't watched the last one, please go back and watch it now. I'm not going to recap much of that lesson at all. The last lesson was about how we could figure out the name of the key given the key signature. This lesson is about how we can figure out the set of notes that belong to a given key if we know what key we're playing in. I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can do that using the circle of fifths. First of all, there's 2 things we need to just know for the circle of fifths to be useful for us. Without having it memorized, you could actually read every single sharp sign or flat sign in the key signature here, but reading very small key signatures can be cumbersome. Most musicians aren't ever reading the key signature one note at a time. Musicians know if there's a certain number of sharps or flats, they know which notes are sharp or flat. So we discussed in that last video. So if I know that the order of sharps and flats, I don't need to read every note in the key signature. I gave you 2 tricks. I told you that fat cats go down alleys eating bones, and I told you that you could remember the phrase be a dog cliff. And of course, be a dog cliff, there's some letters I need to leave out, so that is not a perfect one to use, but you'll notice that they're the opposite of each other. So if you have one memorized, you have them both memorized. If all I can remember is fat cats go down alleys eating bones, write that down backwards. Fat cats go down alleys eating bones, and I've got both of them. So if I know all of those, all the notes that are flat, and I know what key I'm playing in, I can figure out the subset of notes that belong in that key. So we know that every key uses all of the letters of the alphabet, all the letters of the musical alphabet. You'll never have a scale that is missing a major scale, that's missing one of those letters, and you'll never have a major scale that has the same letter twice. You would never see E flat and E sharp, for example, in the same scale. That'd be you could get a correct sounding scale that way, but it would be a pretty severe misspelling. So let's just pretend I'm going to pick a key that I want to write in. I want to write in the key of A. So I'm going to start out by writing all of the letters of my musical alphabet down here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I know the scale is going to end on A. If I look up here, I can see that in the key of A, there are 3 sharp signs. And up here, I know that if I have 3 sharp signs, those 3 sharps are F, C, and G. So going back down here, all I need to do is add a sharp sign to C, F, and G, and I have the set of notes that I would need if I'm playing in that key, or the notes of the scale that I need to play. In this case, they're all written in the order of a scale. You could try this with any key. I'll do one more with you now, and then I challenge you to go and figure out this using any key that you want to play in. So let me erase some things that I just did there. All right, so for this one, we'll do a flat key. Let's say that I wanted to play something that was in the key of A flat. First, I need to write the letters that I need. Turns out they're going to be the same letters that I used in the key of A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it ends on A. Now I already told you it's an A flat scale, so we can put a flat sign by that A already. We know it's going to be A flat. But now let's do the same thing using the key signature. I see A flat has 4 flats. I know if I'm using flats, I need to use this bottom list here. So 4 flats would be B, E, A, and D. So let me find all of the B's and give them a flat sign. There's only one B. All of the E's and all of the D's. I have B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat, and that gives me the full list of all of the notes that exist in that particular key. This works with all of the keys you could possibly want to play in. You just need to have a circle of fifths and see how many sharps or flats there are in that key. I'll do a future lesson like this that shows you how you can build your own circle of fifths. And of course, you can always reference this lesson. It's posted in Google Classroom. You could find many, many different PDFs or images of a circle of fifths online, but I promise I'll show you how you can build your own. Now, there's one more trick we can use using the circle of fifths to tell us what notes exist, what subset of notes we need in any given key. Now, the trick I just taught you always gives you the notes in alphabetical order, the order they would be in the scale. This next trick just gives you a list of all of those notes. And we don't even, for this one, need to have BE80GCF memorized to make it work. All we need is the circle of fifths. In fact, we could do it with a circle of fifths that doesn't even have the key signature attached. So the deal is this. If I start on the name of the key, and I go one note to the left around the circle of fifths, and then continue around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes to the right on the circle of fifths, I end up with all of the notes that are in the key. So in the key of C, the notes are going to be F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. Or if I put them in alphabetical order, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And I know the 8th note of the scale would be C again, so I don't need to put another one. This works for any key. 1 to the left, 5 to the right, and I'll get all of the notes that there are in that key. So in the key of D flat, if I go 1 to the left, and then I go around to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that the notes in the key of D flat are C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G. In alphabetical order, that would be D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and then back on to D flat again. D flat's a very difficult key to play in, but I know that if I wanted to play a song that was in that key, all I need to do is use a circle of fifths, 1 to the left, 5 to the right, and I can see that subset of notes that I need to be able to play in that key. Now, I said there's an exception, and there is, and it's this. If I started on G flat, 1 to the left and 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll notice that I've broken a rule here because there is both a B and a B flat in my subset of notes. So there's an inharmonic that got left off in this particular circle of fifths. If I wanted to follow all the rules in the key of G flat, I'd need to use C flat as the inharmonic for B, and then I would have all of the notes that exist in that key. So it's just the exception that exists because at the bottom of the circle of fifths we have keys that overlap, D flat and C sharp, and G flat and F sharp. They have overlapping note names and key signatures. So I hope this was helpful for you. Future lessons going to show you how you can build your own circle of fifths. If you understand this concept and you use it, you'll play a lot fewer notes because you'll have a better understanding of what it means to be in a key. If you have questions, please comment in the Google Classroom lesson, and I'll try and answer your questions or make things more clear. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, thanks for stopping by.